Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago and 7 p.m. in Big Apple, New York City. Hello, everybody. That's Mad Dog the Scipio, joined as I am each and every week by the mouth of the South herself, Amelia the Pitbull Chapman. How are you, Amelia?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful tonight. I really, really am. We have a returning guest
Yes.
and a brand new flavor of coffee to try out. It's amazing.
Yes.
Good stuff. By the way, I want you to look at this. Jennifer, look at this. It's a great. I'm advertising here for the Biden Fetterman campaign. It's a no-brainer.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
either one of those two motherfuckers has a brain.
Perfect. But unfortunately, like the majority of society and these woke people, they would take that like literally, like we're voting for them for sure.
They don't know it's a fucking joke.
It's like-
Absolutely. This is WWGF Radio, and tonight on the record with Jennifer Banko. Tonight, Jennifer appears here as a concerned American citizen, but she is also an accomplished television and film actress. Let me just tell everybody a little bit about Jen. There she is. Hello there.
Aloha.
Her film credits include Friday the 13th, The New Blood, Barbed Wire with Pam Anderson, Pacific Palisades, The Searching, and her latest for Glenn Martin, The Searching, and In the Shadows.
Yes.
Welcome back, Jennifer.
Yes.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'll
Very
tell
good
you
to
what.
hear.
How can you not have Jennifer Banko?
I know,
you
right?
are just too damn adorable, and I love your
Aw,
big.
thanks.
I love your big mouth. That's great.
I love her. I loved her from the very first time I said, we got to have her back soon.
Aw,
my
thank
God,
you so
absolutely.
much, you guys. I appreciate that.
What propagated tonight's show, interestingly enough, is a post that you, I think, initiated on one of the social media sites. I think it might have been TikTok. I don't know, that wasn't
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. I believe it was Facebook.
I don't do TikTok because it allows China too much access into my phone.
Well, let me show everybody what we're talking about here. And I'm going to read along with it here. Jennifer put this up on her page. Now, this is I'm guessing this is like a shared a memory that you did from maybe like 2 years ago.
From 2021, correct?
Yeah, it says this woke agenda is downright irresponsible. There, I said it. Like, and you know what? I'm good for you. I'm glad you said it. You should be proud of yourself. And some people took this literally. This is the scary part. Responsible people are annoying. They take accountability for their actions.
Yes, we
They
do.
want you to take accountability for your actions.
Yes, we do.
They aren't going to just let you grumble and walk away. And
Life's hard.
Yeah.
Life's hard. Get a helmet. Life's hard. Get a helmet. Candace Owens said that, and I am like, I'm gonna say that until I run it into the ground. Life is hard. Get a fucking helmet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take accountability. Take responsibility for your own freaking actions.
I love when public people and semi-public people, celebrities, and the like, come forward and speak their mind. There was a time in this culture, particularly in Los Angeles and the studio culture, where all you did was smile at the camera, the proverbial no comment and walk away.
Yeah.
Not anymore. People are getting upright, they're getting close, they're getting personal, and they're telling you how they feel. None more so, I believe, than my man Mel Gibson, because he's right out there in front with this shit. I love Mel. I think he's an amazing actor, but I also think he's much more of what we need in the American landscape. He's not afraid to speak truth when he sees it.
Our freedom has been threatened,
Yes.
so it's time to choose a side.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
Yes.
hit that wall where we can't be complacent anymore. You've got to choose a side. We've got to freaking stick up together. We've got to come together. There's more of us than there are of them. And the only way that we're going to come together is if we keep freaking talking and we keep freaking talking.
The other thing you wrote hit me kind of close to home because I'm a Christian guy. It says this country was built by God-fearing men, and God is what made America great.
It's true.
Economic screams flesh over spirit, destroying America and turning us into a third world communist country. Well, we already are. I got news for you.
Yeah.
That we already, that horse is out of the barn already, Jen. I'm afraid. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. God wins in the end. Oh, God. See, and I've said this on the show many times. Amelia will attest to it.
Yes.
If you read the end of the book first, you know the outcome.
Correct.
Everything else is just a journey how you get there. I just tell everybody, read the end of the book first. See how it plays out, and then see how you got there.
Wait, but at this point in life, okay, if you would have read the end first 20 years ago, okay, it would have had that impact. You read the end now, and we are so far into it, like it's actually come to fruition.
Oh, it's
that
coming to fruition.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you could deny it unless you literally just
I'll
hated
tell you what.
and that's on you.
Jen, you heard me talk to you privately about my nephew, Pastor Steve, the Rowdy Rev.
Yes.
He'll be with us tomorrow night speaking on this very subject. I would love. You just got here tonight, but I'm going to invite you back for tomorrow.
You want to come back tomorrow?
That would be awesome. Of course.
I would love to have you and the Rowdy Rev get together because he
sounds lovely.
He's an amazing guy.
I'll send you the link for tomorrow.
Yeah. The other thing that Jennifer said, and I want to get this out there because I have done at least 4 shows on this subject, and I have nothing against the homosexual community.
Right.
I love them.
As a general rule, I have nothing against gay individuals, male or female.
Correct.
Gay people have absolutely nothing in common with the radical gender insanity, and we're extremely tired of being associated with it. Fucking men to that one. We never consented to being force-teamed with these lunatics trying to transition kids, and we talked about that, Amelia, you and I.
We did.
And want nothing to do with them. We are not the same. Absolutely not the same. The gay community is an overall umbrella of that community, but they do not. Let me be very clear. They do not represent the gay community. Remember something. We have LGBT. Okay, let's talk about what that is. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer, and transgender. Now, that is not a movement. The LGBTQ community is not a movement. They are all groups, individual groups inside this umbrella, this letterhead, if you will. Okay? The gay community and the lesbian community could not be at more opposite ends. They don't like each other.
No.
Gay men hate lesbians, and lesbian women hate gay men, as a general rule.
In general, yes.
As a general, I'm being very general. I'm not being specific at all, and there's a reason for that. People are individuals, and we have to speak to the individual, and we're going to. But again, the transgender community does not represent the gay community.
Well,
are they a part of the gay community?
originally they weren't even. It wasn't that. It was just the LG. It was just the LGB originally,
Yeah.
and then trans got added, and that was
And-
still okay. Nobody had a problem with that. Nobody had an issue with this. The trans people
Until
trans people and they were fine being trans people and nobody had a problem if you're dressed like a girl calling you girl or ma'am or miss. There were no freaking problems. Like for the first time since I can remember, there was a gay person in everybody's family and nobody finally they were free to just be. And then this alphabet soup committee, this actual political agenda, like no, it's not a political agenda, it's an actual political agenda, comes in and hijacks and infiltrates this beautiful community that people like me, I gave up my 20s literally marching for gay rights.
Yeah.
What?
I understand completely.
Yeah.
I absolutely understand completely.
Yes.
It is not my job, even as a Christian woman, to judge somebody's preferences. That is not my job. When
You're
Jesus
going to
left,
hear.
he said, above all else, love.
Yeah.
I believe God judges your heart, and if you're about love, then like it's gonna be different. But this is just about sexuality. He's not
Sure.
gonna be. It's
Well,
shit.
here's the thing
Right.
though, and I'm going to piggyback off of something you said.
Yes.
It's interesting, Amelia, what Jennifer just said.
Correct.
It's not about sexuality. That's the whole point.
Right.
It's not about sexuality. It's about proving a point. It's about proving a point. What length will you go to prove your point? To the point of, I'll give you a perfect example. There's a transgender man, woman, whatever
Right.
it is now, working at the convenience store down the street here, literally 5 minutes away. I go in and I say, ma'am, because he's very effeminate and he carries himself like a woman.
Yes.
But by the same token, there's a guy that comes in, 5 o'clock shadow, scruff and everything, who also insists on being called ma'am. And he looks like, Hardballs Harry.
Right.
Do you call him ma'am? When does it stop? Identification is a personal thing. I get it. But if you got a penis and testicles, you're probably a guy. Okay? You probably are. And if you have a vagina, you're probably a woman. Okay? Unless you're fortunate enough or unfortunate enough, as the case may be, to be a male or a female born with the opposites sexual organs. Other than that, it has nothing to do with sexuality. It's about proving a fucking point.
Right.
So, again, I reiterate the question, whoever wants to answer it. At what point does too far become too far?
When you go into the classrooms of children very, very young and tell them, oh, you can read a book to them and say, you can do this, you could do that.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to be a transgender at 4 or 5 years old when that's not correct.
I
It's
have
not right.
a problem with that on so many levels, it's not even funny. Jennifer, your thoughts, please.
Well, I just feel like when we live in a society where pedophiles will get a couple days in jail, but we're teaching children to be castrated, this has gone too fucking far.
Yes.
Big time.
We're upside down.
Yes.
Oh,
we should be castrating pedophiles and letting children be children. And this is going to be a little dark, but I'll give you a good example of why we shouldn't be doing this. I was never suicidal, never thought of cutting myself, never thought of any of that. I met this girl. She was a cutter. The next time something big, dramatic happened in my life, I cut myself. If she had never taught me that, I would have never even thought of it or ever fucking done it. Kids are so impressionable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Absolutely. I'll give you one better. Right along those lines. I had a client in Thousand Oaks, California, and a longtime client. And her daughter was cutting herself. Her mother looked, they found nothing. Jennifer, she was cutting herself in the inner thigh of her leg where no one could see it. That's fucking scary. How they found out was bloody bed sheets. And she wasn't menstruating.
Yeah.
There should have been no blood anywhere.
Right.
You're talking about a 12-year-old girl. 12. You hear what I'm saying? 12.
Yeah.
Cutting herself in her inner thigh. Where would she even learn to cut herself in her inner thigh?
TikTok.
Where? You know where? I'll tell you where. This medium here, the social media.
TikTok.
Places like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And you know what? You know what else? Roblox. She could have, if she played Roblox. They have these little chat rooms inside Roblox, which are flooded with pedophiles and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like have little girls sending them inappropriate pictures and whatnot. It's probably in one of those. They're, you know, they're spreading anorexia and bulimia and cutting, and it's absolutely positively insane. And I truly believe that the biggest picture here is they're trying to make minor attracted people just be another letter in the alphabet soup committee and no big deal.
Yeah.
I truly believe that that's why they're pushing this so hard on the children. Because
questions for Jennifer, Mill.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because, you know, as you were saying earlier as well, I also saw something that you had posted about illegal immigrants as well, and I believe that very, very strongly.
Yeah, so the thing that upsets me about that is I actually looked it up so that I made sure that what I'm speaking is truth and not just my freaking opinion. Okay.
Absolutely.
So before the Biden administration, we were spending about $1.3 billion on illegal immigrants.
Yes.
Since the Biden administration, up until now, they're saying it could start costing us about $461 billion, while our veterans are going without health care, while our homeless aren't getting the help they need, while our mental health patients, the statistics are disgusting. While fentanyl is running rampant in our streets, 109,000 accidental death freaking overdoses last year, and we're sending money to fucking Ukraine, who's trying to get a person who represents them, who is known for sexualizing children and eating babies, and these are the people. America was built by God-fearing men. We no longer have God-fearing men in the White House. They literally hate America. They fucking hate America.
Jennifer, nothing that you have said, not a word that you have said, hit Amelia and I as strange or unusual. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we've done shows on all of that. We've done the shows. I had on this program a 9-year-old girl talking about eating babies.
Yes.
How her father took her to a party at school, quote unquote school.
Yeah.
And how they were eating babies. Oh, and Wednesday is so special at school. We get to eat babies at school, and and father shows us how to hold the knife. This, Amelia.
Oh yeah, and
please
you get to hold a knife.
Am I lying? Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Showing him where to cut the baby on the neck.
Yeah,
this is for real shit. You understand this?
And she was so excited.
This is for real stuff.
Did not blink an eye or anything. This little girl.
And this fucking yin yang, you know, what's his name? The guy in Poland. What's his name? Oh my God, his fucking name. I forgot it already. Oh my Lord, what is his name? Lazinski. What the fuck his name is? Anyway,
something in that.
But it doesn't even matter because he's a fucking joke anyway. But this guy has got his head so far up the White House's ass. I have to say the White House because we're not sure if there is a Biden or a Joe Biden anywhere. We're not real sure, so I'm just going to say the White House. And besides, the president doesn't run this country.
No.
Nor does the Congress or the Senate. Okay.
No.
This
country, what happens in this country affects the entire world.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The people running this country are people you'll never see. You don't know their names of. You could have a conversation with one of the founders of this new world agenda, and you never know it.
No.
You'd never fucking know
Be
it.
somebody in your backyard and you don't
They
even
have names like,
How they've stayed in power is nobody knows who they are. They stay off of
of
everything.
course,
They're a
Yes.
ghost.
they have names
That's
like
how you
Gates,
stay.
Rockefeller. They have names like DuPont and Winchester. They have names like Rothschild.
Mhm.
Those are just some of the names we know about. How about the
Steve,
tens of thousands we don't know about?
Yeah.
Unbelievable to think that 9 families control the entire planet.
Yeah.
Believe that. That's the truth. That's the truth. 9 families control the entire. They control your destiny. They control how much you pay for gas, how much you pay at the grocery store, how much tuition is for your kid at school or college or wherever it is.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing that really fucking pisses me off is we're giving all this money to other freaking countries. Okay, let me start by saying when Trump was in office, we had no new wars. None. Zero, zilch, nada. You can go back, you can look at the old interviews, you can do your own research, and you'll see that all of these world leaders, they adored Trump because Trump's not a politician. He's a proud American citizen just like you or me. They respected that. They like that. He's a businessman. Okay,
that's
Biden
it.
came in, we have started 3 new wars. 3 fucking new wars. We're sending money to each fucking one on the wrong fucking side of all of them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Understand
While
something.
people here, wait, there was a point to my story. You said something and now I don't remember what it was. But it comes back to the American people and having a lack and us not being able to fulfill that lack when we have money, but it's just not for us. It's for
No.
everybody.
Do you know
Even
the
though it
true
comes from us.
Mhm.
Jennifer, do you know the true meaning of the word democracy? Do you know, if you break it down, do you know what it means?
Give it to me.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you. The word demos is a Greek word, demos. It means of the people. The word krasi, Cracy, is also from the Greek. It means one. Okay? It's a rule by one. That's what a democracy is, a rule by one.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that.
And people don't understand
Unless
that.
it's God. Unless God is the
Right.
one, then I'm not okay with that.
Well,
One
that's
and only.
the problem. He's not the one he's in charge, but he's not running things right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's talk about that. And Pastor Steve's going to talk about that tomorrow too.
Yes.
Because I've asked him, I said, Stephen,
Mhm.
young nephew, squire of mine, if God is in charge of all this, why doesn't he just lay the hammer down and fix all this shit now?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jen.
Because Satan wanted to be like God, and so God gave him the rule over the cosmos, but only for an allotted period of time.
Yep, and we're coming to the end of that
God
time.
doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't change his mind. His word is his word, and his word is bond. So this is where we're stuck right now. We're stuck in a timeline.
Absolutely, and that's the deal. And his time is coming to an end.
He's even fair with the devil, okay?
Right.
We all make a deal with the devil at one point or another.
Mhm.
But we soon realize, like Howie Mandel would have us deal or no deal. Well, no deal for me.
Right.
You know,
None for me.
I'd rather take my chances with God than to know for sure that I'm going to get fucked up with the devil.
So my dad and I got in a fight because I said I'm not getting chipped. I'm not doing it. He started yelling at me like a worried father would. Like, you won't be able to buy or sell anything. And I'm like, oh fucking well, then I run to the hills or to the cave or wherever I have set aside. I'm not gonna tell you on here. And he was like, you'll die for your beliefs. I'm like, fuck yeah, I will.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I
will be kicking and screaming and going as long as I can, but yeah, when it comes down to it, are you going to side with God or are you going to side with the world? I'm going to stay with God.
Right? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Jen, I am up against a hard break. We'll be right back after this.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
You've made iHeartRadio the fastest growing music app in the U.S. Why? Because we connect you to all of your favorite music and radio stations in one free app. And this fall, prepare to take control of how you listen to the radio. Replay. That song on your radio you just can't hear enough? Immediately replay and sing along again. Save. Save the music you love on the radio directly to your playlist. Play. Search for and play any song on demand. Skip. Unlimited skips. Offline. Take the music from your favorite stations offline. Introducing iHeartRadio Plus and iHeartRadio All Access. Your radio now on demand.
What's the Buzz podcast wants to welcome Radioactive FM 88.6 in Wellington, New Zealand, Radio Perth, Australia, and RTL Radio 102.5 in Milan, Italy. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the Buzz.
Hey Max, what's going on? I'm X, and from this moment on, I'm going to be your own personal AI DJ on Spotify. Let's go. Up next, I know you've been on a summer song kick lately, so I went back for some of your old summertime favorites. See if it warms you up. Next up, some of the music you had on a lot back in 2018.
Do you think of me? Walking out there.
All right, Max, let's get you out of your feels and switch up the vibe. You've been into dance music lately. I got this brand new release to get you moving. Introducing DJ, the best of Spotify made just for you, one tap away. Powered by AI, delivered by me, your very own DJ.
We are back with What's the Buzz, America's Best Podcast. The views and opinions expressed on this program are that of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect management of WWTF Radio or What's the Buzz Podcast. That said, what the fuck? We're going to talk about anything we want anyway.
Absolutely.
I don't care. So, go ahead, Jen.
I've been thinking about something a lot lately. Okay, so I used to not be. I used to think Trump was such a fucking clown and whatever, because I would just look at his tweets and, listen to what everyone else was saying. And so I couldn't stand the guy. When he's trying to build this wall, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is what America's about. Is people be able to come and go, right? Then one day something hit me over the head and I started doing my own research, and I'm like, his actions match his words. Oh shit. The man does what he said he's going to do, right? A whole new world, right? I was almost going to break out in song. And so now I look at that and I look at, here's a man who's a proud American citizen who went into the White House, overheard and saw what their agenda is and what they were planning, and he tried to do the best he could to scramble and close up our fucking borders before this infiltration happened.
Yes.
How
He saw the writing on the wall, Jennifer.
You overlook the actions. How?
Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
He
was trying to protect.
It's not that he was trying to keep America in. He was trying to keep that out.
Mm-hmm.
People don't get that. Let's talk about. I want to talk about a woke agenda. All right. The scary thought is that. I can't even believe this country is doing this. The scary thought is that a court in Iowa, I'm sorry, a court in Colorado, said it was okay. They said it was okay to eliminate a presidential candidate from the state ballot. That's as woke as you can get.
Wait. But this is history repeating itself. Hold on. This is history repeating itself.
Oh, I was about to get there. Go ahead.
When's the last time that happened? What president was in office when states were trying to take him off of the ballot? Abraham Lincoln, right? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened during that time? The Civil fucking War broke out. We're not heading in a good direction, you guys.
No, but people don't understand that it is history. It was, in fact,
Repeating itself.
It's happened twice, Jen. Because I'm a little older, and I could, I remember Abraham Lincoln, Donald Trump. Here's one people don't remember. Ready for Amelia?
Yes.
Write this down because you're young. You might want to write this down. Richard Nixon,
right,
who was vice president of the United States at the time, running for president. 3 states refused to have Richard Nixon on their state ballot. Not 1, 3. And this state was one of them: New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. The 3 most powerful Eastern Bloc states: New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. Now, why would they refuse to have Nixon? I will tell you why. Because his agenda was ultra-conservative, or considered so at the time, in 1968 when he was running for president. Okay?
Yeah, but I don't think like the betterment of mankind and your country is an agenda. I think it's just kind of how it should be. You know what I mean?
But the point I'm trying to make is that people have real short memories. They forget their history. And if it continues the way it's going, and thankfully Amelia and I are doing a show called Preserving Our History right now, and I'm going to tell everybody what happened in Congress this week. It happened 4 days ago in the United States Congress. The U.S. Congress and Senate, with unanimous consent, scary point, okay? Unanimous consent, agreed that they had sole autonomy to choose or not what to put in the Internet Archives. In other words, essentially what they gave themselves the power to change history.
Oh dear.
They got rid of the Dewey Decimal System in, what was it, like 2005?
Yeah.
I felt it. I knew. I was still a kid, but I knew that this was going to give them control of either rewriting our history or making us forget our history. Because what happens if a person forgets their history? They're condemned to repeat it, right? If you don't learn from
Absolutely.
it. And as they're taking down statues and all of these things, they're erasing our history, and we're going back in we're doing the same fucking loop.
Well,
that shows me that we're towards the end because they keep wanting to go backwards.
It's interesting you use that particular quote. It happens to be one of my favorites. It also happened to be the quote that Jim Jones had above his throne at Guyana Jonestown.
Yeah.
I love that whole that time of enlightenment. I love that the way people thought, their philosophy, that they were so right on way back then.
Yeah. Those who do not heed history are condemned to repeat it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. You can't get any more in your face, basic, down to earth. It is what it is. Look, it's staring at you.
So right now, we're in this upside down clown world. It's insanity. What is insanity? Yeah. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Yeah, absolutely. That's insanity. That's insanity. We know, because this jerk off in the White House is doing the same thing repeatedly, expecting something to change, and it's not.
Yeah.
And it won't. It can't. By virtue of the odds and percentages, it can't.
No.
The odds and percentages are stacked against history remaking itself. Repeating itself, it will over and over again.
Reprising itself.
Right. Just like when he lied about the shortage of baby formula, and when he lied about the shortage of eggs too. Remember that?
Oh my God, you're talking about little things, absolutely.
And then they were destroying. Then people are taking videos. Like thank God that people are smart enough to stop recording.
Just think about this, Amelia. If you're pointing out these little trivial things, imagine the grander scale that he's not telling you the truth about.
Oh, I know.
How about Maui?
Do you know
about
our
Maui?
leadership? Our leadership is completely bought and paid for. Do you understand that?
Oh, yeah.
They're completely bought. There was a guy when I was growing up. I was probably 15, 16. There was a United States congressman from Ohio. His name was James Trafficant. Congressman Trafficant was a remarkable, ballsy, take no shit street guy who got elected to Congress. They ripped that poor motherfucker to shreds. Why? Because he spoke his mind. He did not toe the party line. He didn't carry the company bag. That's why. You cannot exist in that foray unless you are willing to sell your soul to the devil, lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah.
And leave your baggage at the door and accept the new baggage when you get in.
Yeah.
It's not happening for honest, decent, law-abiding people to go into the halls of Congress and try to make a difference. You cannot make a difference.
They get sucked in. These young kids, they go in with the greatest of fucking intentions.
Absolutely.
They end up, within a couple of years, they're making like $100K a year. But then within 4 years, they're fucking multimillionaires, and the math isn't mathing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's truth at its basic level. There was a guy here in New Jersey, Jennifer. His name was Rob Andrews. Congressman Rob Andrews was a gubernatorial aide to my family's friend, the former late Governor James Florio, here in New Jersey. And Congressman Andrews, once the governor was elected governor, Rob Andrews became his gubernatorial aide, then ran for Congress and won, because this is a highly Democratic state, New Jersey. Interestingly, though, for some reason, we love to elect Republican governors, but it's a Democratic state. I don't understand why, but I digress. But Rob Andrews became a congressman, and one of his lasting legacies here. You want to talk about a guy who sat around and collected a paycheck. Here's his lasting legacy, ladies and gentlemen, across the country and around the world. The bicycle lane on the side of the road. That's Rob Andrews. You can thank him that you have a bicycle lane. Why? Yeah. Because he was an avid bike rider. That's why. Okay? This is where we are.
So can we get like avid American lovers, in these positions?
Do you understand where we are with this? Do you get where we really are?
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're talking about. Guys getting elected to Congress to initiate a pet project. He literally in 4 years initiated one piece of legislation to have everybody have a bike lane. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
And they voted for it, and it was overwhelming.
It's here in Florida. They put it in. It's
I know.
everywhere.
You can thank Rob Andrews in New Jersey for your bicycle lane.
But who do I unthank for getting all these empty lots now full of houses, and now people are coming in from all different countries with all their kids. They're getting them jobs, getting them free houses, free Medicaid.
You want to complain about it? I got some. Here you go. Complain to the guy wearing the Joe Biden mask.
It's happening more and more and more. My former employer, a friend of mine, said that within a week they
First
had
of all, I'm going to say something.
Patients.
I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put this out there. I believe Joe Biden, the real Joe Biden, the former vice president of the United States. I believe Joe Biden is deceased. I don't believe that he's alive at all.
Yeah.
I believe the man wearing the mask is an actor. I believe I know factually, I know absolutely factually that there are 5 men who right now have been contracted to play Joe Biden.
Have you seen it on IMDb where they have like the person who played Biden at the inauguration?
Oh, I got a film that'll blow your mind. I got news for you. This is Jennifer, this is nothing new to me. I'm the king of the conspiracies here.
And whoever's playing the part is the puppet.
But we always tell people we're not conspiracy theorists. We're conspiracy truthers.
Yes.
Okay, but they called Noah. Noah was the first conspiracy theorist. So let's just leave it at that. Okay. Everyone thought he was,
Sure. Amelia, you're up, kid.
Yeah. Also, too, what do you think about these towers that they're putting up everywhere?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So that shit really freaking scares me. Okay, because I believe that our superpowers, consist of like breathing. I believe that like breathing is our superpower. Really effective forms of healing for the human body is frequency, right? And back in the day, we used to have all these bells everywhere, and I think that was a big part of like our healing. And I believe that they're going to end up using frequencies or electromagnetic pulls or whatever. And they're literally making people sick and incapacitating people. They're dumbing people down.
Can I tell you, Jennifer?
That sounds crazy, right? But I truly believe it.
Jennifer, can I tell you where it's coming from? And I want you to look it up and you'll understand. It's coming from Anchorage, Alaska. There's a place called HAARP, HAARP. It stands for the High Altitude Auroral Research Project. They can single on planet Earth of how many 8-9 billion people. They can single one person if they want to,
I believe it.
or they can target entire countries.
Like I know South Park makes fun of it and called it like the brown note or whatever, but I truly believe in that stuff. I mean, I don't want to go too far into it and too far away from what's going on in America, but I believe like that's part of what made the city of Atlantis fall, was somebody figured out the frequency.
Absolutely. And guess what? Here you go. And I want to tell you something else. The word frequency. The entire project is hinged upon, dependent upon, predicated upon frequency. That's all it is.
Because we're energy. We're energy.
It's just a matter of directing the frequency where you want it to go. I want you to look at the clouds sometimes. You're going to see clouds at various levels of the sky moving at ridiculous, and I say ridiculously fast and rapid rates. Clouds do not move at 50, 60 miles an hour.
There's no wind.
But I have a film. I will show you a videotape. At what happened when HAARP pointed its frequency ray at a cloud. They made a cloud go 50, 60 miles an hour. And I've got the film. Amelia, have we blown people's minds with the stuff we've seen on this show?
And it happens a lot here in Florida.
No idea.
Too.
Jennifer, you have no idea. It's if people knew, Jen, if they actually honestly knew what was happening around them, I would dare say with great confidence that 90% of America, certainly the world, would never sleep properly again. We don't get any sleep now, and there's a reason we don't.
Right.
Universally, the entire world universally has trouble sleeping. You know why? Frequency. It's all a matter of frequency.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, your cell phone towers.
I told my wife something, and I'll tell you guys. See this thing here? I'm trading it in for a flip top. You know why?
Yeah, I want a flip top too.
You know why? No frequency in a flip top. It's only electronics. That's it. That stuff, you're talking about 5G data. Guess what? Data is frequency. You know this phone
I
can.
don't use the earplugs. I don't do
Yeah.
the watch. I
Nope.
don't.
Let me tell you
It
something
would
about
be
your cell
cool
phone.
if it was safe, but it's not.
Yeah.
I want to tell people about their cell phone. And yes, you ladies and gentlemen out there watching, your cell phone is listening to you even when it's off.
Oh, absolutely.
Your microphone never shuts off. Do you know that? Your telephone microphone never shuts off. Oh, by the way, and your camera goes on as soon as you turn on that phone. Even if you don't take a picture, your camera knows
Oh,
what's
yeah.
going on.
It's taking pictures of you.
Even your any
It's
Alexa.
infrared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Alexa
tell you who
device.
got real ballsy, and thank God they got caught doing it. But Comcast got caught putting cameras inside of cable boxes.
Mm.
They were watching people watching television. Why? They said the research was that they wanted to see what people were watching to track and trace their viewing habits.
You can track
Wow.
that through the actual
Yeah.
feed.
Mm.
You've heard this before then.
No.
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 Oh, you've never.
But like
Oh,
that's the dumbest reason I've ever heard. Who would ever fucking believe that? You know what I would believe?
Oh, you.
We're putting people on a live stream that people are subscribing to because that's some dumb shit people do today. They put up cameras without people knowing, and then they live stream them.
Well, I'll tell you, and that's the reason they gave. The reason they gave, and I can't make this shit. I tell everybody every
You
week.
cannot.
I do this every week. You cannot make this shit up. If you think I'm kidding, go on Google, go on YouTube. I swear to you, you'll see people taking their cable boxes apart and showing you a camera. You
Yes.
can't make this up.
Yeah.
I promise you can't.
Right.
Okay?
Well, actually,
And that was the reason. They wanted to monitor people's viewing habits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought that was what Nielsen did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Unless they're doing Nielsen's job for them.
Probably.
We are up against an identification here. We're going to see a clip from my friend Glenn Martin's latest film, In the Shadows. Let's take a look at it.
Marlon Hatcher hasn't spoken in 35 years. That's what you're telling me?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
I find that hard to believe, Doctor.
He just sits in front of the window staring out at nothing. Past the hills, past the trees, past the days and nights, to this moment.
What's going on?
Your wife's been murdered.
What? How?
I think I can answer that question for you, Tom.
Dr. Lucas, what are you doing here?
Harlan has escaped.
Grandpa, where are you?
Hear something? Oh my god.
Jess? Tommy? How are you? Hello? Are you there?
Glenn Martin's latest, In the Shadows. We're back with Jennifer Banko joining us on Reclaiming America.
Yes.
God bless
Okay,
America.
so I wanted to talk about something, and we keep going kind of all over the place. But I saw, it was like yesterday or the day before, a bunch of parents are really upset in Chicago because they're shutting down schools for these illegal immigrants and then sending these kids home to do Zoom and whatever in neighborhoods where parents are single parents and have to work, and there's nobody. Some of these people don't even have the internet or
Yeah.
the capabilities of being able to do this.
Jen, can I enlighten you about something that you may or may not know about? In New York City this week, actually over the last 10 days, absolutely true. Check it out if you think I'm kidding. In the last 10 days, New York City schools mandatory executive order by the governor, mandatory, emptied every school out of all students and teachers to replace them with illegal immigrants. They're housing illegal immigrants in the schools. 9 schools so far. So what you're telling me about Chicago comes as absolutely no surprise to me. No surprise whatsoever.
And these
The
are the
education system in this country,
Mm-hmm.
which was once revered as the greatest system of education on planet Earth, is now tantamount to a third, even fourth world country. Our children don't know who the president is. They're still saying Barack Obama.
Hmm.
You might not be wrong.
If you think I'm kidding, go on YouTube.
Wow.
They're asking kids in 2024, who is the president of the United States? Barack Obama.
These same kids that they're taking out of these schools now and sending home without the capabilities of being able to get on this Zoom and continue schooling. Okay, not only are they the future of this country that they're fucking over, these kids are also not in school because of the scamdemic.
Well, that's another story.
These are going to be this generation is going to be the most uneducated Americans we've ever fucking had.
First of all, the pandemic was completely planned. Okay,
I call it the scamdemic.
Yeah.
Right.
the pandemic was a ruse. They had to do this pandemic globally. Why? Because if you have everybody looking this way, then we can do our business on this way.
That's right. Yep.
Okay? While you're looking over here and listening to what Dr. Faust says, and I call him Faust. Well, you know what the Faust is? The Faust is the devil. Okay? It's the Greek word for Satan, Faust. So Dr. Faust, while he's talking about the pandemic, this over here, over that way, Mr. Rothschild, Mr. Rockefeller, Mr. DuPont, and the rest of the Council of Nine are taking care of business, fucking over the world, getting with Mr. Gates, making themselves.
Yeah, they're taking
Who decided? I want to know who decided that Bill Gates was some kind of a health expert.
Okay, we did not elect this motherfucker? How does he have say in anything? We did not elect him.
I'll tell you how he's got to say.
Our 12th Amendment is getting fucking stomped on so much right now.
You know why he got a say in it? Because they let him.
Yeah.
It's that simple, Jennifer.
How can he be deciding
They
policy?
let him. You got to understand something. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yes.
He's got a lot of cash. He's got a lot of fucking money. Here's what cracks me up. And I showed this film, and people swore and be damned that I edited it. I swear to God I did not. So I swear I did not. I have on this program in living color Bill Gates saying we are attempting to build a carbon-free cow. Amelia,
yes.
Yeah. We are attempting to build a carbon-free cow. Listen to this one. Here's the reason. You're going to love this one. Because the emission levels in the world are exceedingly high. Well, they've been exceedingly high for the last 25, 30,000 years. There's a reason for that. We have a sun that directs heat to our planet. We have an atmosphere that keeps that heat in. That heat turns to carbon, and then over time, it dissipates. I'm not a scientist, but I did go to college, okay? I got a little bit of an education here. I also do my research, motherfucker.
Right.
Okay?
Nonstop research.
Nonstop. I do more research than the FBI. Trust me,
Wait,
I tell you.
I saw something the other day, and it said, doing your own research can lead to conspiracy theories.
No, it can
No.
lead to it can
Truth.
doing your own research can lead to the truth.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
truth will set you free.
Yes.
Absolutely. But this, I swear, he said this. We are attempting to build a carbon-free cow. What he's saying is they're trying to breed a cow that doesn't shit.
No.
Okay, so here's the thing: is a lot of this is population control, and this the big picture,
That's
right?
another show, Jen.
We are organic beings. We are organic beings. We need to be eating organic things. If we
Can I
keep
tell
eating
you
this
something?
modified and shit and foods and things, over time it's gonna change our DNA.
It already
It
has.
has.
Can I tell you something? By our very nature, everything, ladies and gentlemen, everything is organic. What you consume, the meat you eat, the plant you eat, the milk that you drink, everything is organic by nature. It's what mankind does to it. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Pesticides,
Yeah.
poisons, things that to make it to enhance flavor.
Oh yeah, or make it bigger.
Well, things that enhance the flavor can also fucking kill your ass.
Or to
People don't
preserve it.
understand.
The preservatives.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, everything by its very nature is organic.
Yeah.
Plants are organic. Animals are organic. So are human beings. We are organic. We live, we breathe, we eat, sleep, and shit. Everything that lives does that. Bill Gates, to the point where, listen how bad this is, to the point where he created and spent millions and maybe billions of dollars to come up with laboratory grown meat.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Are you hearing what I'm saying? And it's real.
Yeah.
And it's out there. And it's out there. I showed a video on this program from Australia. They've invented something in Australia called meat glue.
Yes.
Meat glue.
Even fancy restaurants have meat glue in their meat, though.
Yeah. Scary, ain't it? You're paying for that shit. And you're paying a lot of money for it. But what meat glue is, for those of you who don't know, you can take scraps of meat, cheap scraps of meat, throw them together, sprinkle
Make it
some
look
of this.
pretty.
Yeah. Sprinkle some of this meat glue. It's a powder,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes a glue with the moisture of the meat. And you roll it, wrap it up in a little bit of saran wrap, stick it in the fridger, let it solidify, and then you can cut it as one slice of meat. Okay? Doesn't sound bad, does it? Until you realize what that meat glue can do to your intestines. Okay? It can ball up your intestines. It can kill you. They're not telling you that part, Jen.
No.
Of course they're not. Jennifer, I've got 5 minutes. That's all yours, kiddo. And then we got to take it home.
5 minutes, it's all mine. Oh,
Yeah,
darn it.
and you'll be here tomorrow night.
now I'm being put on the spot. Okay, so let's talk solution, okay? So So I feel like we're at a point in society, in America, in the world where it's time to choose a side and everybody needs to start speaking up and we need to start using our voices and we need to start uniting. But how do we do that? How do we create change other than just talking about what needs to change as a society? What can we start doing to create these changes?
Yeah.
How do we get there? When do we get to that point? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so we did pretty good with Bud Light, right? We did pretty good with them. We did pretty good with Target. So I feel like where we spend our time, energy, effort, money makes a difference, you know?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think one of the major problems in our country today right now is this Epstein list and that all these motherfuckers are still fucking running free. That's a big fucking problem.
That's a great segue for our next set of shows, by the way.
Yeah.
We will be doing a 2-part inside retrospective. New information, brand new as of the last couple of days. New information has come out about Jeffrey Epstein. I have a dossier here. I have a film that you'll see, brand new film clip, a brand new, like days old, a film emerging from Israel purporting to show Jeffrey Epstein alive and well and being protected by some very large men.
So okay, so when they did the pandemic, I'll change it to pandemic instead of scamdemic. When they did the pandemic, I don't know if you go on the dark web at all, but on the dark web during like from 2019 to 2021, it was going off, and it was talking about these elite people getting killed and replaced by clones. I mean, all of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The Epstein fucking list, all of these people that were, everyone's name was getting thrown around then. So like, this has been like, they've known what's going on for a really, really long time. So I feel like they've been protecting these people for a really long time. Oprah Winfrey shows up and she's got like military freaking escort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Funny, ain't it?
Yeah. And my son said that the new list is out already.
We've already done, believe it or not, Jennifer, we've already done those programs. We've already broached that and talked about it at length, and we will do so again.
So then we've got these illegal aliens coming in. I have yet to see a woman or child amongst these illegal aliens that are coming in. I have only seen men. Maybe I've missed some coverage, but I have not seen any women and children. So they're all men, and they're coming from countries where things like rape and women are no big deal.
Yeah.
It is no big deal. Absolutely.
Not to them, yeah.
Yeah. When you talk about countries like, oh God, let's talk about Lebanon. Let's talk about Israel. Let's talk about
Iraq,
Iran, Palestine. Raping women, killing children is daily for the course there.
Yes.
They have no regard. If it were up to them, they'd have a completely male society. It would be a completely homosexual society.
Woman of the year. The woman of the year. Woman of the year was a man.
The woman of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay, you understand? You get it?
Have you seen that lab where they have the incubators that they've created this? It's like a womb environment.
Yeah, I know it's
literally
exactly.
no longer gonna need women. Period. To create life.
Nope.
No.
They're already. This is not science fiction. This is science reality.
Yeah.
This is real.
Yeah.
Okay.
These people.
I know. I'll tell you
they
somebody
hate
else.
women.
I'll tell you somebody else I think is dead and gone. Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
I'll show you pictures from the same day. Where Hillary goes from having wrinkles on her face to looking like she just came out of the sauna. Amazing, isn't it? I'll show you a video of Hillary Clinton being arrested and placed into the back of a federal marshal van. And inside that van is another woman who looks just like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And I have that video.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so they've been doing that since
And it was provided to me.
We've always had doubles for like the presidents and the vice
Sure.
presidents. But they've never utilized them the way that they have in the past.
Not like now. Oh, this is beyond. Jennifer, let's talk about that because we're going to talk about that at some length on other shows. But we got another show coming up. Tomorrow night we're going to talk with Pastor Steve Kwiatkowski, the Rowdy Rev.
Rowdy Rev.
The woke agenda. But let's talk about that. I'm going to address that a minute or so. The absolute truth is, yes, doubles, doppelgangers, whatever you want to call them, stand-ins have been around since the 1930s and 40s in the political realm. Now, they're not just stand-ins. They're actually the first one we know of. The first one we know of was the stand-in, the doppelganger for Mikhail Baryshnikov, the former president of Russia. And how they found out it wasn't him.
I thought he was a ballet dancer, Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Baryshnikov, yeah. Mikhail Baryshnikov had a particular
The
birthmark on his forehead, okay? When they looked at the doppelganger, the double, it wasn't the same birthmark. They had, instead of going this way, they had it going this way, the opposite way. So whoever looked at it did it in mirror effect, essentially is what they did.
Yeah.
And they went, oh, this is something's up with this shit. And I'm talking about back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When Ronald Reagan was president. So I'll tell you what, Jennifer Banko, you are going to be here a lot.
Yeah.
We will be back tomorrow with Jennifer, Amelia, and I. Before we let everybody go, Amelia, tell everybody what's coming up.
Okay, and of course, and then Wednesday I have another show, wrestling show. We're going to have Princess Victoria.
Princess Victoria, Vicky Otis,
yes,
former tag team women's wrestling champion of the world, will be here. She's been an old friend of mine from my wrestling days, way back when. I probably know Vicky probably 40 years. Jesus,
she's going to let us know when it was like to be a female wrestler, an actual female wrestler, good wrestler. Absolutely.
Yeah, good wrestler. What else you got going?
The 22nd, we're going to have Brian Saponis.
Brian Saponis will be here talking about his career and new movies. And on the 23rd, what's up?
DUMS. Actually, it's going to be underground Air Force bases.
I think we're going to bring Jennifer back for that one, too. Yes. Deep underground military bases, DUMS. If there was ever an acronym that fit, that's perfect.
DUMS, right?
DUMBS, DUMS.
Right?
Remarkable. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody. We will be here tomorrow night with Jennifer Banko, Pastor Steve Kwiatkowski, Amelia the Pitbull Chapman, the mouth of the South, and yours truly, Angela, the Mad Dog DeCipio. God bless everybody. Be safe out there. If you're on the East Coast, be especially careful. There's snow coming down. And it's coming down heavy. Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.
Bye.